tomorrow, bright and early, 7:30 in the morning. They're going to be taking truck and fixing it. Hopefully, I really hope that it's going to be fixed and that it's done in a day. So I want to have a bag packed tonight to be gone all day tomorrow. And it's gonna be raining, so like I don't know what we're gonna do about that. I guess spending our time. And I also want to clear out everything in the front and get the outer console of the doghouse off so that tomorrow they just have to take off the main housing and it's really easy and they can just get straight to work. It is 7:29 and Frank understands the assignment. Hey bud? I did not tell him to get up. I am just very clearly ready and something's happening, and so he is up and waiting, even though it's way before your wake up time, isn't it, bud? There's a park down the street. I don't know how far, like a kilometer, half a kilometer. And I'm just really hoping that one, the public washroom is open, and that two, there is a covered anything anywhere, because otherwise it's going to be a really long day. Hi, Frank. The park guys, I went and talked to them, and they don't open the washroom on weekdays. It's only open on weekends, which is really weird to have a public washroom. I saw a blind person try to use it this morning, and yeah, they were just sitting in the van with it locked. So it's pretty frustrating. It's at least a kilometer to a known public washroom, which like isn't super far, but the concrete's really hard on Frank. So I don't really want to be walking him around all over. So I'm just going to try to not have to go to the washroom all day. But there is like that hedge over there. We're just sitting in the park waiting, trying to stay positive. Oh, I just had a really rough nap for like over 2 hours. I'm in so much pain, it hurts to move, but I'm in a slightly better mood than before. I was so tired and like getting up so early, and then I made this coffee and it was horrible. And then before I could really drink it, I realized I wouldn't really have access to a bathroom today, so then I didn't want to drink it. So I've just been like without coffee or water or anything. Just trying not to have to go to the bathroom. And it's so cold out. Oh, it was good to get like a little bit of sleep. There you go. This is a cool tree. Alright, well, let's go back to our little spot. Get cozy again. You want to go get warm? Yeah. I just got a call from the shop. My van is ready to go, which is so exciting, and I'm allowed to drive it to Squamish, but I do have some issues to deal with. So we're not done. But they said that we did a very good job on the install and the assembly. They see no issues there. Very clean. They said very nice. But yeah, there's some other issues that I need to deal with. Are you so stoked to be home? Did you have such a hard day? It wasn't the best, was it? But we're home now. It's okay, bud. We're gonna go to Squamish. Alright, so made it here to Squamish. It feels really good to be out of the city. That was a pretty stressful last few days, feeling really out of my element. I do have some suspension work that needs to be done. The mechanic at the engine rebuilder place was pretty concerned about the state of my suspension. So yeah, that's gonna be happening soon. Yeah, I'm very glad to be here, even though it's kind of unfortunate circumstances that bring us here, but it's gonna be okay. Good morning, Frank. What do you want to do today? Hey, what do you want to do today? You're just going to be a cute boy all day? All right, Frank, now is the time you've been waiting for. You ready to go to the pet store? Good boy. Let's go get you some treats, bud. You want one of those? Okay, let's get you one of those. You want a box of cookies? Oh yeah, you want a box of cookies. Okay, let's get you a box of cookies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what you want, eh? Frank, what about this? And I put peanut butter in it for you. You want this? Yeah. Yo, you like these? You want a little... Yeah? You have a couple of those. What's this? You've never had one of these before. Hey. Oh, that's a winner. Let's get you 2 of those, bud. Yeah. Okay. All right, Frank, look at this haul. Yeah, you ready to go home? All right, bud. I've just been running around town all day, and I've just driven up to Alice Lake. I was gonna go for a swim. Since I can get warm after, I thought that would be nice. And I picked up sushi on my way to treat myself because tomorrow's gonna be a hard day. And I won't really be able to treat myself. But I get here, I'm on the way here, and I noticed that the voltmeter on my dash is like low and getting lower. So like maybe there's an issue with my alternator. It's not charging the battery and it won't start. I have like no power. It won't even crank. So I'm not gonna go for a swim. I'm gonna eat my sushi. And then I'm gonna see if I can jump myself off the battery I use to run my heater and go to the shop where I'm gonna go tomorrow and get them to test everything. But it's so wet. I'm gonna get my bed all wet opening the back doors to get my jumper cables. I just like really don't want to have to deal with this kind of stuff, and I don't really have any choice. I really wish that it wasn't just like one thing after another, especially with this van. Like after putting so much work into it, and then to just have like continual issues, it's so stressful. And it's extra stressful because Frank has his surgery in the morning. So like I need to be able to start my van in the morning, take him to the surgery, and then take my van to the shop. Dealing with this van would be way more stressful if I had like a job I had to be on time for. Or like I scheduled my life busily, but I don't. So I'm really just inconveniencing myself right now, and it's not affecting anybody else that my van is dead. Yeah. All right, let's see if this starts. Boosted myself. I was heading down the highway, and then I thought, hey, maybe I'll see if I might have my wires crossed about which charges which, the switch for the front or the heater battery. So I flicked it, and the voltage like went up out of the red zone right away. So I've just been driving around for probably like 15 minutes. So I'm about to turn off my van and see if it starts again. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. So it turns out I just had my wires crossed about which way was which for charging the battery. So all this time I thought I've been on the starter battery, I've been charging the heater one, and vice versa. So that's great. I don't have to go to the shop today. I came for a drive to charge up my battery because I thought I had things figured out, and it went well for about a half hour, and then pretty much at the furthest point from town, it went bad. It went really, really bad, and the voltage started dipping, and my lights started dimming, and my wipers started slowing. And then I went to pull over to let someone pass, and I didn't have blinkers, and the engine was running like crap, and the lights were getting dimmer. And then I was losing power, and I was starting to sputter, and the check engine light came on, and everything's just royally effed. And so I pulled over, I got off the road. There was no service here. So I tried jumping myself with my extra battery. That did not work this time. And I left it hooked up for a while, and it still just wouldn't start at all. It actually killed that battery trying, I noticed, because the time reset on the heater. So I pulled out my inReach and I messaged my mom to call BCA for me and gave instructions about where I am, and I hung string lights on my hood because otherwise I'm completely invisible. And it's like 7:30 p.m. Frank needs to be at his surgery at 8:30 in the morning. It's so bad. So I'm hoping a tow truck will come out here, take me to the shop, and then I will contact friends to find someone to take me to drive Frank to his appointment in the morning. But today is just being a complete crap show. It's being so stressful. So I am 2.5 hours into this fiasco now. I have had some food, which was really nice. I needed that. I feel like I could scream, but I'm not going to let myself resort to that. And I kind of want to cry, but I'm in like survival mode, so that's not possible right now. I have been messaging with people on this very cumbersomely. It's like it's horrible to text, especially like complicated instructions and stuff. And I'm just really hoping I can get a tow out of here tonight, so I don't have to deal with moving my van tomorrow while Frank's at surgery, and that my van can actually be getting fixed at the mechanic instead of being sitting out here. Yeah, so oh yeah, if you're into real van life, this is it. This is it. I have been towed in this thing more than a dozen times, and I've also been really stuck at least a dozen times, and had some epic 2-day extractions on my own in places where I could not get help. So yeah, I've been through it with this van. It's just a thing when you like live in your vehicle and you're adventurous or you're broke and your vehicle's never perfect. There's always something that needs fixing, like always. And then as soon as there's like a moment, like a tiny moment where there's not something that like really needs fixing, then you do the elective projects that like should get done or would make things a lot better when they're done. And there's never nothing. Yay. I'm back. I have string lights all over the front, so the tow truck driver will know where I am, which is not where I was the last time I checked in. I'm losing my mind. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I decided to try to start my van, and it kind of started. It took a little bit, but it started. And so I said, let's go for it. Let's see if I can get to service. I'm gonna give this a try. So I head out down the road, and it's a quiet road. There's not many people around. Okay, nobody saw me doing this. And I was going, and it wasn't raining, and it was okay. my lights were really dim, like really, really dim. No point turning on the high beams because it would just use more power. So I barely had headlights. And then it started raining. I didn't have wipers. So luckily my van couldn't go fast anyways. I basically had to not give it gas and just like putter down the road. It was barely firing. I don't know how it was driving. I had my headlamp in my hand out the window, lighting the road. I couldn't see like where I could pull over. And I managed to find this pullout just in time. I pulled over, I put my vehicle in park, and it just turned off. Like that was it. If I had skipped this pullout, I would have died in the middle of the road. But I have service, so I was able to phone VCA, which my mom didn't manage to get through because there's a storm there, so they don't have really much for service. So I managed to phone VCA. They're gonna send someone out, maybe in 4 hours. So it's like after 10 now. This has been a thing for a while. So they're gonna send someone out, and I don't know yet if they're gonna take me or not, if the driver will allow me inside or not, because of that whole thing that's just controlling the world right now. But my friend is gonna take us to the doctor. So most importantly is that Frank will get to his surgery on time. And all around that, I will be dealing with this. I do not know what is wrong with my van, but I had no electrical issues before I went in to the engine rebuilder yesterday. So they fixed the issue that I went in for, but since, oh no, it's not good. All right, so I am at the mechanic. The tow truck driver came 4 hours earlier than expected. It really pays to make friends with people, just like anyone. It just is better when you're nice to people and people want to help you, so. So I had to take Frank for a walk in a half hour. So until then, he's just toasty in the sleeping bag, nice and warm. I can't turn on the heater because there's no power anywhere. It is amazing how much life can throw at you. And without Frank's surgery and without my van being a hot mess, I already had a lot on my mind, a lot to deal with, some stuff in my personal life, and I'm really over the universe sending all these lessons. I feel like I've had enough lessons for now. I was actually telling my friend this yesterday before I broke down. I've had enough lessons right now, and I would just like a moment of peace and calm to like integrate everything I've learned over the last few months. But that's not happening anytime soon, so. Hey, no, you can't eat any grasses. I'm sorry, it's so early. You're not a morning dog. And you're not allowed to eat anything. I'm very sorry, Frank. Okay? And you've been sedated. You want to go back to the bed? Let's go lay down for a bit. We'll wait for a ride. It's like really not actually super early. It's like after 7:30 now. It's just very dark up here in the winter, and we're really just getting into the dark season, so yeah. Oh, is that your buddy? Is that Stu?
Are you ready for your big day?
The whole pot of coffee?
Yeah, I'm not sure about it today.
Yeah, they for his checkups they usually put the
muzzle on him?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Thank you for the heads up. You don't like us, that's okay though.
But yeah, I've just been like not doing things with him. Like he's just been chilling to
Perfect.
prevent these from spreading. So
And would you like us to give him a nail trim and an ear clean while he's having a nap?
yes, please, please, yeah.
of them. I think I've got a handle on all of them.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna do amazing, Frank. They're gonna look after you so good. All right, so I'm back at my van. I've dropped Frank off. So grateful to my friends too. And I just spoke to the mechanic, and it's gonna be about an hour till it goes into the bay. So I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna eat some food, look after myself. All right, so it's been just an unbelievable couple days. I was literally just about to get out and look at the power situation, and this guy was unloading a van off a flat deck, and the brakes went and it smashed into my front end. So I have some body work in my future. They're gonna take care of it. Not through insurance, they're just gonna pay for it to get done, but oh yikes. It's like suspension, power issues, body work, Frank's in surgery. When is it gonna end? So there was a blown fuse, so they changed that and they got the car on, but the battery's not taking a charge, so I definitely need a new battery. And this is just trying to get us to the point where we can do the work I came in here for. Yeah. Hey, bud. Are you out cold? Yeah. So today's been a really hard day. After many hard days, after weeks of having a kind of harder time than I normally do, and being really tired and really run down, and like really just needing me time. My nervous system is fried. It takes everything in my power to keep it together and to stay positive and to exist in this body. I've caught myself dissociating multiple times over the last few days. But Frank is home from surgery. They found more lumps than I thought he had, so it cost quite a bit more than even the upper end of the estimate. So that's stressful. And then he has to go in to the city for an ultrasound, which costs quite a bit more than I was expecting. So there's that. In good news, my front end is a lot tighter. It was really on the verge of just falling apart, so my van is safer, but it's going back into the shop tomorrow because the alternator's not charging, and it's got some noises it shouldn't have in the engine, and they aren't really sure why, and yeah, so it's just gonna need more work and more time in a shop, which is really expensive, and I don't know if it's something I could diagnose myself, and I can't drive my van back to the Kootenays the way it is without like harming the engine. And I don't have the mental capacity to troubleshoot it myself. Like, I'm at a point where I just need help. I'm sorry to have you see me upset like this, but it's been a really hard day. I've broken down a few times, and I haven't eaten today, so I'm gonna feed myself, and then I'm probably just gonna get really drunk on wine and pass out and wake up tomorrow and feel okay for a moment before I realize what's going on. I just don't know what to do. I had to carry Frank and like lift him into the van, and then I made him a nice bed to lay on, and he had a moment of strength, and I helped him move from the front to the back, so he's probably gonna be there all night. And yeah, I'm just really happy to have him home, but because the alternator is not working, I can't use the heater because I have no way to charge that battery, and it's dead. So we're just back to the way we've always had winter. So I'm gonna put blankets on him soon, and I think he'll be okay. Yeah. It's okay, buddy. You're home. It's okay, Frank. Do you want a jerky treat? Yeah? Okay, we have a winner. You can have as many of those as you feel like eating, Frank. So I made Frank's dinner like really extra good, hoping he would eat some, but apparently he only wants these treats. This treat and only this treat. And when I only gave him 3, he started crying and refused to eat a very good dinner. Are you crying? Here you go. Yeah. Well, hello there. This is me from 2 weeks in the future. There's a bit of a gap between when I live something and when I edit and upload. And right now I'm really proud that it's only a 2-week gap, but I had quite a bit of trouble editing this video and putting this together and showing myself in this light, showing myself really upset and kind of losing my mind and going through a really hard time. But van life isn't just like fun adventures and cool projects, and it doesn't just solve any of your problems magically, which I think a lot of people have this fantasy about van life, that if they just quit their job and leave their house, they just like go on the road and life will just be great. And there's great moments, but it's just like normal life, and there's really hard times, and I don't want to not show those. And for me, this has been a really, really hard time. So that's what I'm sharing. And sometimes when stuff goes wrong, living in a van actually makes it harder to deal with. And one of those times is when you're having major vehicle issues, especially when you're pretty strapped for cash like I tend to be. So it's extra stressful. And to have it coincide with Frank's surgery was really hard, and to see him come out of surgery and still like heavily sedated was very, very upsetting to me. And then also dealing with this realization that if that van had come off the flat deck, like moments later, I would have been standing right there and would have ended up with like broken legs, most likely, because my body is not as strong as that huge heavy metal bumper I have on this van. So I feel really lucky, really grateful to have not gotten injured. Emotionally, I'm still working through some stuff, seeing the vehicle come right at me and crash into my van while I'm sitting in the driver's seat, but I will get through that. But yeah, it's just been a hell of a time, and it's not over. And as you'll see in the next episode, more stuff has a way of going wrong, but I do start to get answers, and I am going to be able to explain to you why this all happened and what's going on. We find answers. Yes, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video or just appreciate me sharing life as it is, not sugar-coated, then please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye! Do you want more?